Mark of the beast is just 666, which made of the number of man. The devil is trying to give you the mark where you have to serve him. So you either get it on your left hand or your forehead. That signifies that you serve under Lucifer, right? Well, a lot of people were saying that people were getting microchipped, and now microchip is this little tiny rice that goes in your arm. And I've seen of Amazon people who mostly on animals, yeah, for like the pets when they get lost. But I've seen people use this and put it inside their hand, where they just go like this and the door opens, or they go shopping and they go like this and it opens. Again, allegedly. Within this podcast, we're going to be talking about conspiracies such as the Grand Canyon that I found out used to be or is Egypt. And also the Doomsday Vault, which is a agriculture that has copies or plants that we can use when the end of the world. Also, we're going to be talking about the giant that you've seen in the video.
Technically a stone door.
A stone door.
Supposedly that's where the giant is.
And other theories as well. With that being said, don't forget to like this video and also subscribe. Let's get straight into the podcast. So I saw this video, right? And I was doing research and I guess this video popped up and it's about, I don't know if you guys know this, but technically it was said that the Grand Canyon is actually part of Egypt. That our world is small, but it's not as big as we thought. So if you go to the Grand Canyon, if you keep going, there's a certain point that you're not allowed to pass. The reason why is because you're leading to Egypt or like, you know, Africa, Egypt area. Yeah. But look at this.
Services. But why? In 1908, President Teddy Roosevelt decided that he wanted to protect the canyon from timber and mining operations. With this knowledge, a gentleman by the name of G.E. Kincaid, along with the Smithsonian professor by the name of S.A. Johnson, decided that they were going to get a group together to do one final mineral expedition before it closed. What they discovered, however, was completely unexpected. About 40 miles upriver from El Tivar Crystal Canyon, they discovered sediment stains that didn't make sense for Arizona, USA. In addition to that, they also noticed a cavern entrance with steps leading up to it that was clearly a man-made structure. Once inside, they found an intricate underground city that could fit up to 50,000 people. There were ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs on the wall, granaries, tools made of copper. It did make sense. What all of this pointed to was an ancient civilization with advanced technology in America, in Arizona, with connections to ancient Egypt. After finishing his exploration, G.E. Kincaid, recognizing the massiveness of this discovery, decided that he needed to go back and take an even larger group and bring the Smithsonian along. But they weren't going to allow him to do that. In fact, they offed him. And now, in 2024, the Smithsonian completely denies all accounts of this and calls it a hoax.
I just want to say something. I go like this all the time. My sound effect meaning someone had. And the fact that she did that, trademark. I need percentage off of this video. I'm just joking. So what did you think about that video?
Interesting.
Crazy, no? Do you believe that Egypt is actually part of America? Like, well, not obviously it's not part of America, but part of the continent that we're just not that far that they think we are? Like over the rainbow.
But pretty much I know, you know, there's like even ancient civilizations that we don't even know about. You know, that's one of them, I think.
Like the Samaritans. And conspiracy, whether it's true or not, it really opens your mind to think things are possible. Did you know that there's a Doomsday Vault? A vault, like a safe. So it cost $9 million to create, and within this vault, as velvet board, contains plants and agriculture's DNAs or like copies of plants that we can use when the end of the world comes. But you're not allowed to visit. You might pay a trip for people to take you there to be close to the the Doomsday Vault, but you're not allowed to go inside. And within there's about 1,700 little vaults containing all those plants' DNAs. So when Doomsday come, like the end of the world, we're able to be rebuilt using those plants.
Wow. I should know that one in Antarctica.
Was it in Antarctica? Well, this one said Svalbard. Svalbard. Maybe there's more. Do you guys know if there's more Doomsday Vaults? Because I heard that there was also one in America.
Oh, remember that video about Antarctica that supposedly you zoom in on the map?
The one that you were talking about that we were going to talk about on this podcast? Okay, because I don't remember. Do you remember?
Supposedly somebody was zooming in just to look around, and they saw that when they zoom into that a specific spot, like another room or another door.
And you said it was on Google? Like you can Google the destination and it takes you in there. Like how when we Google our house, you can see from the satellite. So there was basically typing in this coordinates and it took them inside there.
Inside there.
My God.
So maybe that's one of them too?
Maybe there's another one over there. Did you see how it looked like? Can you explain like how the picture of the door area? Was it something from Stranger Things when 11 was running?
It looks like a Stranger Things thing. Yeah.
Vecna! Vecna. Do you think the Giants was the one that helped create like these underground areas? Or they live underground like trolls, kind of?
I don't know. I feel like they're probably too big to live underground, aren't they?
But what if it's big enough for them?
Oh,
but to us... Now, this is kind of off topic, you guys, but I wanted to bring this up because... So, remember how last time we talked about the ghost frying cop that pulled people over, but he was actually a ghost? So, we did talk about it in our podcast. Go ahead and check out the playlist. But before I get to the story, trigger warning, skip to the next scene. This has to do with car accidents and so forth. Warning, viewers' discretion is advised. Now, when I was about 7 or 8 years old at the time, my mom and her friends, they would go to Table Mountain Casino. This is before they built the new one. It's the old one. Remember the old one?
I remember the old one.
Okay, so my mom was on her way with her friends to go to the casino, and when they were driving through the front road, it was dark. And you know how it's dark at nighttime? There was this guy. He was standing. There was like, so when you go in the overpath, it's not technically an overpath. It's just like a road, but it has like the metal bars. So they were driving on there, and they would see this guy standing there. And he was a human. Like, this is not a ghost. This is a human. And they saw him, and they're just like, what is going on? Like, why is he there? They drove to the casino, played, blah, 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 right? Let's say it was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. They finally left on their way back home. Passing by the same bridge, this guy that they saw earlier, remember the guy that was human? He jumped in front of my mom's car. And the speed there, it goes fast, right? Like, it goes very fast because you have to drive.
Oh, wow.
I don't remember the speed limit, but I know it's, you have to, yeah. So, the guy jumped in front of the car. And my mom pulled over, and he passed away. But here's the thing. My mom called the cops. They waited for the cops to get there. Other people that was driving up to the Table Mountain were coming on the way back. Saw that there was cops and ambulance there, so they pulled over. Come to find out, that guy's been there for weeks trying to commit and hurt himself on purpose. Because people came out the car and explained to the officers. And mind you, my mom, she graduated college, but she's from Cambodia. So her English is not... She understands English perfectly. When she talks back, obviously she has the accent, right? So this lady pulled over. She told them and said, we've seen him for weeks. He's been jumping in front of cars. And, of course, it had to be my mom's car. Well, he passed away. Because he'd been trying to hurt himself. And when my mom told me the story, I said, what? Mind you, I was little. I didn't know what was going on. I was just shocked, like, oh my God, you know. someone passed away, of course you're like, you're gonna cry and just sad, whatever. But come to find out, I kind of think it was him that was like there instead of how people said it was the officer, right? I believe that it was him instead, and I wanted to bring that up to tell you.
Uh-huh.
I called my mom after we did that podcast, and I told her, and she told me like, "Do you remember?" Da, 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 da. I said, "Yeah, I remember," and I go, "Oh my god, that makes so much sense."
Well, now we know, I guess.
So do you think it was that guy who hurt himself on purpose? Trippy, huh? I was gonna ask my mom to get on a podcast for her to tell about that story, but she was like, "No, she don't want to be on camera."
Mm-hmm.
So what do you know about Doomsday?
Doomsday? I know that it's technically Doomsday is pretty much saying it's the end of the world.
Right.
So pretty much that's, so I guess you could say like an archangel or like somebody's gonna rise up, a powerful person's gonna rise up, and that's what's gonna cause the start of the end of the world.
Oh, right.
Of Doomsday.
Well, speaking of that, a couple of months ago, there was researchers, they were archaeologists, and they were digging through this dirt, and then they found like a statue of a dark cloth angel. It was just like this. And they were saying that that was one of the fallen angels that God sent down to earth. There was a specific river that was mentioned in the Bible that God condemned 4 angels down to there, and when it dries up, that is a sign of the end of times. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but a lot of things has been happening. Again, we talked about this about last week on the podcast, which will, everything we talk about will be in the link in the description box below. So in 2012, it was supposed to be the end of the world on December 21st, but nothing happened. And during that time too, it was also like a solar eclipse that had happened. I remember because my friend Rocky lived across the street, and she was like, "Hey, my mom just said that this was gonna be the end of the world. I love you, bestie, bestie." You know, we hugged and da da da. The next day, nothing happened. I remember I called everybody I knew. "I love you, I love you, I love you. The end of the world's tomorrow or today," and nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why people believed that the end of the world was happening was because the Mayan calendar ended at 2012, where our calendar was different. Conspiracy-wise, was because we're already dead. We are not alive. We're just stuck in this little time loop that we're stuck in.
That explains a lot.
But we still have to pay our bills,
We still have to pay bills.
which is crazy.
Like I seen those videos where supposedly things are freezing in time.
What do you mean?
So I guess there was this one video. They saw a bird like he froze. Like he just froze in the sky.
Oh, like while I was flying? But it was just...
They were just staying still. That's one example. That's another example of a balloon that happened to that.
A what?
A balloon?
A balloon?
Mm-hmm. Balloon that just froze right there. Like it didn't fly anywhere. It didn't go down. It just stood still. Like
it froze on its own.
it froze on its own.
What?
So yeah, so I mean that explains, the time loop thing.
Allegedly, you know how during COVID we had to get vaccinated, and the world was going to be divided? Like, you're not vaccinated, don't come over here. You're vaccinated, you can come over here. Well, it was just basically saying that the government or the US basically to cause a division, like the rich and the poor. Bill Gates created the vaccine, right, for us to get it. Well, it was said that it was created by Lucifer's blood, which the letters in vaccine, or the blood in vaccine, was like Lucifer's light. It's called like Lucifer's light or something, and whoever gets vaccinated will have the mark of the beast. Well, supposedly the mark of the beast. And do you know what the mark of the beast is?
No.
So the mark of the beast is, in the Bible, it says that thou shalt not receive the mark of the beast, where you can't buy or sell. So basically, translation means you cannot go shopping or eating or buying anything if you don't get the mark of the beast. And the mark of the beast is just 666, which is 6 neutrons, 6 atoms, 6 protons, which made of the number of man. The devil is trying to give you the mark where you have to serve him. So you either get it on your left hand or your forehead. That signifies that you serve under Lucifer, right? Well, a lot of people were saying that people were getting microchipped, and now microchip is this little tiny rice that goes in your arm. And I've seen of Amazon people who can
Mostly on animals.
mostly on animals, yeah, for like the pets when they get lost. But I've seen people use this and put it inside their hand, where they just go like this, and the door opens, or they go shopping and they go like this, and it opens. Again, allegedly, I don't know,
So
but
that I think that's gonna be like a future thing.
yeah, it's
Remember the one show on Netflix, Black Mirror?
Black Mirror, yeah.
Pretty
Which
accurate.
to me, that doesn't sound bad. I don't know about you guys, but that doesn't sound bad because we have everything with us, like our wallet, everything that we need is in this little thing. But again, it just sounds kind of scary because they're trying to re-enter us with technology for us to be like robotic sci-fi.
Or they want to control us.
They want to control us, right? And again, this is just allegedly. My friend just told me this, but I just wanted to talk about it. Jessica, you're on your own. I'm just joking, Jessica. So they were saying like when you get the vaccination, you're receiving the mark of the beast, and they're preparing you for the future for you to be integrated again with being robotic, which is kind of cool at a certain extent. But a part of me is like, well, what if it's not real? What if we're just so advanced to technology that we're finally getting to the point where we can use this technology to save us? For example, some people can have a robotic heart, right? Like those machines,
Yeah.
they have this heart pacemaker and it helps them, alive. Or some people can use. There was also this video of this guy who has a fake eyeball because he's missing an eye, but the eyeball is like a camera where he can see through technology. And again, that's a good thing that's helping us, but it's a
But
bad
isn't there
thing.
something like supposedly that there are robotics that can go inside your body that can fight like the bad cells?
Yeah, nanotech.
Something like nanotech, yeah.
I think it's called nanotech, where it goes inside your body to fight. Yeah,
It sounds like it can even fight like people who have cancer.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. So it's a good thing that we have technology, but it's also a bad thing because what if it's true and that is the beginning of the system of the mark of the beast? And the reason why I'm bringing this up again is because my friend, she told me that in future later time when the Antichrist is revealed, he's going to be basically a robot. He's going to be connected into one with us from the World Wide Web. So think of the internet as the Antichrist.
So the internet is the Antichrist.
So because we're all connected through the World Wide Web, right? We Google, we do everything online. So why wouldn't that be true? But then again, it's conspiracy. But it makes kind of sense because the government are trying to imbue us. Imbue means like to form together.
Yeah.
For us to be with technology. And again, that's going to be a good thing, but it's also a bad thing because it's creating this. If it's real or not, it's still creating this panic of people being like, I don't want to get the mark. I don't want to get the mark. But in the Bible, it says the mark is not visible only to the Antichrist or his servants. So technically, it shouldn't be a physical thing such as a chip, right? It should be just a mark, like a number, like how Hitler was marking the Jews. He used to mark them right here.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the end of the world, let's get back on topic to Earth.
So I did find this video from RB Cell. I know you've seen it before, but supposedly he was driving on Oregon, like in the forest in Oregon. He saw like there was a huge rock, and that huge rock had like a almost looking door on it. So supposedly he said that he saw like something there. So he saw something that was looking and closed that door. So he claims that it could probably be a giant.
How big was the door?
It was a huge door in a stone wall.
Like a castle door, like those huge big doors, but
Like
like
sure.
a rock one.
Like imagine the mountain, like a mountain door.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
And well, it has to be a giant because it has to be something big to close the door.
Right, that's what I say.
If it's made out of rocks, it has to be a big hand or something to be able to close it.
Yeah, and then in that door also has like a little opening. The doors that we have here, like a little eye hole.
Yes.
So I guess he says that he saw an eye there, like looking.
Well, and he's small, and the giant is a big old eye, so he has to see it.
Yeah, to have seen it.
Do you
Yeah,
believe in giants, though?
I believe in giants. Do you?
Yes. Technically, giants are called Nephilim. So Nephilims are beings that are who mated with human and created Nephilims, which are giants. It was said that God sent down these fallen angels to earth, and then they fell in love with the human woman and they mated with them, meaning impregnate the woman, and that's how giants came to be. So whether it was true or not, God punished them. You're not supposed to mate with the human. Yeah. It's another part where God sent down the angels to come take care of the people, and the angels fell in love with the woman, and then they mated with them. So that was the second version I heard of it, and that's how we have Nephilims. And I'm pretty sure Nephilims are real. There's studies and theological and geographic documentaries that shows a big axe or rocks bigger than us that was created.
Unexplained things, pretty much.
Yeah.
And I believe like giants probably built the pyramid.
I believe so.
Right.
And also aliens. I think the giants created too, but also aliens created them as well. But then there are pictures also that shows, obviously it's not real, but there was pictures all over the internet showing like slaves building a pyramid. But I'm like, who took the picture? So it can't be real because obviously it's just AI. Now, AI is getting to the point where it's ridiculous. It's getting like real.
I know.
They're making everything look real. Are we real? Are you?
Maybe.
AI made this video. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. What do you think about stoneheads? Not Stonehenge, stoneheads.
So that could be a giant's head on the other side of the wall, like you could probably find his feet or something like that.
And he's just laying there like this.
He's just laying there.
His head is over there. Oh my god, that's crazy.
He's waiting to wake up.
He's asleep right now. He's hibernating.
For a long, long time.
All you hear is... Oh, it's hot. What's the degree today?
Like 103?
Yeah. You guys, we're from Clovis and it's too hot. Where are you guys from? Drop down a comment. Let me know what the degrees is for you guys right now. Arizona, it was said that it gets so hot and humid that you can just put a pan outside, put the eggs out there, and it'll start cooking on its own.
Oh, yeah, I believe that.
I wonder how the bills are. If you guys are from Arizona, let us know how high your bill is. Because in Fresno, it's 103, right? So
I think around there.
Do you think they get a discount?
I'm pretty sure they do.
So...
Yeah, I think while we're able to get here, I think they can get it somewhere else too.
Well, to be honest, I'm kind of glad that we're here because it's not as bad as like Nevada.
It's so bad though.
Texas. You know what? Let's not complain because I know in Cambodia and like other countries like Africa and stuff, I'm pretty sure it's hot. Technology wise, like they're not prepared for like they probably don't have good AC or something. I don't know. You know,
probably don't have anything.
Probably not. No. We're not making fun of other countries, I promise. So stay tuned for next week. We're going to be talking about the element of air, such as Amelia Earhart or anything that has to do with like airplanes, flying,
UFOs.
UFOs. That still counts, right? Because they're landing from space. But as always, we do have to end the podcast. Now, with anything that you've learned, do you have anything to say to the viewers and audio listeners about what we learned today or any advices that you need to let them know?
Keep your eyes on those giants.
Yeah, the one with the giant door. I have nothing to say for once, and I'm always the one like saying something. Well, thank you guys for being here on our podcast, and we will see you next week on A Witch Dark Tales. Blessed be. Bye.